Yo, what is up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Punk Rock Radar. And in today's episode, we are reacting to the new PUP album, Who Will Look After the Dogs. I've been pretty excited for this. I would say a pretty casual PUP fan, but I'm definitely interested in to see where this new record goes. We talked about PUP previously on the album art video, and that's when I found out that Kyle, aka Immortal Coil, who's joining me today, is a huge PUP fan. Which I found that out when you said in that video, "I'm a huge PUP fan."
Yeah.
So tell me, how did you become a PUP fan? It's also I do want to say it's kind of interesting where we kind of intersect on certain types of music. Like
Oh
some of
yeah.
the kind of more indie emo stuff, it seems like you do like a good bit of that stuff, and not that Pup is like necessarily emo band, but they definitely have a lot of like indie kind of elements to them. But also, you like Prince Daddy and the Hyena. But then when it comes to kind of like the 2010s pop punk stuff, you're just not into that at all. So I'm just curious how you got into, because all that stuff was always kind of like, they all kind of accompanied each other. Like, if you like the story so far, you could easily also like Pup. But just tell me how you got into this band and how you were
Yeah,
uh
like I don't even
what
think
made
I'd
you a big fan.
lump them into pop punk, but I guess they are, right?
Yeah, they're technically, people
Tech,
call them a pop punk band. So I mean, I always refer to them more of kind of like an indie punk band, like a bit like a bombastic indie punk band.
yeah,
So
and it's like fuzzy and grungy and stuff a bit too,
hmm
right?
yeah.
Um, but yeah, no, I think I came across them on like punknews.org and like they're a Canadian band and I was like, "Oh,
Oh.
I feel like I should probably know these guys cuz they're from Toronto." Um, so I got into the self-titled right away. Ended up being like an album me and my wife would listen to all the time. It's got like sentimental value now.
It's so
Uh,
good. That was the first song I heard was Dark Days, and I was just like totally like sucked into that record. That's still
yeah,
probably my favorite record. I think Morbid Stuff is probably the overwhelming majority of people's opinion is the best one now, which is also an excellent record. But I always have a soft spot for that self-titled record. It's so good.
yeah.
But
For me,
sorry,
the
continue.
first three are like the trifecta
Yeah.
for pop. And I said on the album art one, like the unraveling. I don't know. I couldn't get into it at first, but um, since we made that video, I've been listening to it quite a bit, and I think I actually like it a
I,
lot now. So
I think
I
it's I
gotta
think
take
it's
it
pretty
back.
good. I was confused when I listened to it because I was like, I mean, this isn't like the strongest outing I would say of the band, but I think it has a lot of really good mellow elements. It still has kind of just a good energy, a good vibe to it, and the unraveling of Pup the band. That's
Hmm
what that
hmm
was. What's the other one? Oh yeah, The Dream is Over. I somehow skipped. I went from
Oh
self-titled to Morbid Stuff, and I went back to The Dream is Over, and it's an excellent record, of course, as well.
yeah, you
So I
you
mean, these
gotta listen to that more for sure.
definitely I need to like marinate on that one. So
Yeah.
Pup was always like an accoutrement to my listening, music listening, where it was just like sometimes I would be in like the mood for Pup, but I was never like a fanboy or anything like that, or like always trying to get up to date on their releases until all of a sudden I listened to self-titled and Morbid Stuff came out, and all of a sudden like lots of people were talking about them once
Yeah, I
again.
think that's when
So
they kind of blew up for sure.
definitely. So
Um, yeah.
we'll see how this goes. Like I described, like I said, I think it's a good description, kind of like a bombastic fusion of pop punk and indie rock. They got like grungy elements. They'll do some like spoken word style stuff as well, which
Yeah,
is
he does like
cool.
these like rants every once in a while.
Yeah, I love it. I love
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
So it's really fun. It's very bouncy. It's got they always sound great. These albums are always recorded amazing. But
Oh yeah.
we're about we're about to do a first listen, and just so you understand what a first listen is, first I do want to say this is not a review. This is not how I typically would review an album or anything. We are listening to a song. We are pausing it after the song is finished, and we are discussing our thoughts on that individual song. So obviously, our first time listening, we're not getting the full album experience, so this is not going to be an accurate representation of our feelings as the album as a whole. So just keep that in mind as we're doing it. Also, we are not going to be playing the entire song. Some people don't understand why we do that. It's just because we it gets flagged, it gets demonetized, and possibly, depending on certain who owns the music, sometimes these videos will get taken down. So we're not playing the whole thing. You'll hear the intro, you'll hear the last little bit at the end. We'll discuss the song, we'll give a score out of 10, and we'll move on. So that sounds good to you, Kyle, and that sounds good to you people in the Punk Rock Raider audience.
Yeah, sounds pretty good. And yeah, and we have this rating scale here. And so I know there's going to be somebody in the comments like how could you make Morbid Stuff the worst of the scores? Especially how popular and beloved that album is.
It's
But
just supposed to represent the feeling. So
yeah, so we're going to go from
so
Morbid Stuff to Dark Days to Totally Fine
uh,
and then
yeah,
Who's a
these
Good
songs are all
Boy.
great. Yeah, so
Yeah, yeah.
but yeah, dude, I'm ready to get into this. What is the first song off of Who Will Look After the Dogs?
So the first song is No Hope.
We're building up into the next track here. Ooh. All
All right,
right.
yeah. What did you think of that?
I think that was a great intro track for a pup record. So
Yeah,
it's it's fun, it's upbeat, it it just has that great grungy energy. You've got the scratchy little guitar solo in there, and then you have this kind of really cool fade out at the end that made me really excited for the next song. Like it was not a typical just regular fade out. Like it started to have a little bit of ambiance and distortion and tings to it. So I
hmm
think how they built up this first track and how we're building up into the second track is really good. I think it's a solid pup song. I don't know. I'd give it like a. I mean, it's not like blowing me away or anything, but it's already feels like it's kind of stuck in my head. It's I don't need hope. It's killing me. Already stuck in my head. So
yeah. That's
I'm gonna
like
give this.
yeah. Go ahead.
Go
What are you gonna
ahead.
give it?
Oh, I'll give it like an 8.8. I'll give it 8 out of 10. Solid 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10.
That's where I'll set the pace. Yeah, I think. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. I think it's perfectly great for an intro song. I don't think it's the strongest pup song I've ever heard, but I enjoyed it. It's catchy. It's fun. What do you think?
Yeah, it feels like a classic pup song. It reminds me
Hmm.
kind of more of the first album. I feel like, and
That's what I like about it. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, same. And yeah, it's got those sing along parts, right? You just hear everyone kind of singing, and yeah, that's what I
And
love
also,
pups
I
for.
love he's just like hype, being like a hype man in the background of the chorus, where he's just like saying something like through the megaphone voice.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah,
it's like I love that.
yeah.
So adds a nice little dynamic, chaotic energy to it. So
I
I
don't know
thought
what
it
all
was
the
great.
lyrics were, but he's always got that kind of like angsty, kind of like oh shit, everything sucks, but
Well,
it's also
I'm
upbeat, you know?
following. Yeah, I'm following along with the lyrics because when I first listen to an album, I can never like the lyrics always. It takes like a second or third listen before the lyrics start clicking with. So, but I got them pulled up right now. So, staring into the void now, you're going down with the ship. So yeah,
Yeah,
we're
classic
we're
sad pup stuff.
yeah.
But
So
yeah,
I'm
I'm gonna give that an 8 too. Um,
okay.
yeah, solid
Eight,
song.
eight, 8, 8. So yeah, dude, I'm ready to this. What is building up to the song Olive Garden?
Olive Garden, yeah.
So, I'm
It
I'm ready whenever you are, dude.
before we get into this too, this Olive Garden
Go ahead.
song, like we don't even have Olive Garden in Canada anymore. So I don't know if this
Anymore,
like we had it for like a little bit in the 90s, and
really.
they converted them to like Red Lobsters. So this must be
Red Lobster's going bankrupt
yeah,
down here,
yeah.
so
Yeah, pretty
really,
soon they're gonna
Olive
convert
Garden's
them to
yeah,
Olive
Olive
Gardens
Garden's
again. So yeah.
Olive Garden's thriving. So but yeah, I'm ready for the Olive Garden pup song.
Okay, let's do
Whenever
this.
you're ready.
What's me at the Olive Garden is weird to talk.
Oh,
Yeah,
all
I
right.
was reading along the lyrics that time, and those are some interesting lyrics.
Yeah, I
So
guess start with the let's meet at the Olive Garden. It's been too long. Last time your grandma was in a coffin. It was weird to talk.
so are they picking up at the funerals or what's going on here?
I I mean, it's just kind of this is just kind of quirky pup lyrics, to be honest.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
a bit more of a goofy song. I mean, I didn't mind it. I thought it was funny. I thought it was fun.
yeah,
Very like lyrically bare bones. I think a lot of pup stuff is, and but I mean, it was a good song. It was kind of a this is definitely making me feel like the first pup album kind of vibe already. Just a little bit sloppy, a little bit just kind of angsty and immature. I liked it. I
Hmm.
liked that. Not anywhere near as much as the first one. I think the Olive Garden song's fine. I don't see the Olive Garden song growing on me to be that great either, but
Really?
I enjoyed it.
See,
I
yeah,
enjoyed it.
I thought the opposite. I feel like this is gonna get stuck in my head. This just the way he's singing, this high
I
pitch thing.
like the first. I like the verse. I like the last time your grandma was in a coffin. It was weird to talk. So I do like that, but just as a song itself, it's okay. I give it like a 7 out of 10.
7 out of
So
10. I'm gonna give it a 9. I'm giving it a 9.
really, the
Yeah,
Olive Garden song, crazy.
yeah, yeah,
I mean,
yeah, yeah.
all right, let us know down below. Is it who's more right here? Honestly, it's just anyone watching this video is gonna be a PUP fan is gonna agree with you. So whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Just
I'll
always
remain
agree
over
with
here in
me.
objective reality. And I'm kidding. It was a fun song, but
Yeah.
we haven't gone into the weird numbers yet. Where like I'm like I think a 7.6. So we'll have to
7.6.
get there.
What did
No,
I gave it a 9. I'm gonna give it
yeah,
a 9.1.
9.1. I'm gonna
Yeah,
7.1. So
7.1. Okay.
yeah. All right, I'm ready for this next track. Whenever, what is it called here? And
Concrete.
just give me a 3, 2, 1 before you click play. All right.
Okay. Three, two, one.
You to stay awake.
Wow. Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, that was my favorite song so far.
Yeah.
Um, Also, I'm kind of getting the feeling of kind of what this record's trying to do. It feels like a very just reminiscent album. Talking about the last song, Olive Garden. You know, uh, kind of like lost friendships, and this seems like definitely like a. I think it's a friendship song. I don't think it's a love song. Um,
Yeah, I'm
it,
not.
de- it de-
Yeah, sounds like a friendship song. I spilled my guts
yeah,
all
like
over
you're,
the concrete. We were only
yeah, right
18.
before. Yeah, like right before you drag my corpse all over the concrete, like you're drunk, you're passed out, you're hanging with your friend,
Yeah, your
and stuff
buddies.
like that.
Yeah, your buddies bringing
Yeah,
you home.
it has a very nostalgic feel to it. Also, I think musically, this was the most interesting song so far. Like there was that one part where the bass was just really distorted and bubbling, and it had like this really cool, like little, like background octave, and then during the pre-chorus. Right after that, when they started doing the chorus and slowly building it up, they had this really cool, like melodic little guitar riffs and stuff like that. So feels like a reminiscent summer album, like kind of a melancholy summer record to me.
Yeah, and
Um,
there was this one part. I think it was around like 110. I think it only happened once, but like they do like this build up, and then they do this time change where it feels
yeah.
kind of like you're like falling or something. That was really cool.
Ooh.
I thought I was hoping it was gonna come back, but I don't think I heard it again. And
It was.
okay, how perfect are these lyrics? You seem pretty disturbed,
I
and I
was
was
about to
just
say.
trying to get down with your sickness.
Well,
Uh,
that's the thing. It makes me think of even that lie. What it's just a goofy lie, but it also just makes me think of like this is like the being a kid in the early 2000s, hanging out with your buddy, and just like Disturbed was like the band for the early
yeah, yeah, yeah.
2000s. You know what I mean? So I don't know. That's what it feels like to me. But excellent song. I'd give this one. I won't go too high. I have a few pup songs that are like my pinpoint for standards, but this is like a high up pup song. Let me at 8.8. I think it's an excellent pup
8.8.
song.
I'm giving this
Yeah.
a 9.5.
9.5. A
Yeah,
near perfect pup
near
song.
perfect. Yeah,
So,
you're probably not gonna hear much hate from me on this, but
I know
we'll
you're a
see.
big
We'll
pup
see.
fanboy. No, no hate, no hate. This is excellent so far. So, I'm ready.
So yeah,
For the next song. What's
this next
next
song
track?
is
What's it
Get
called?
Dumber, and it features Jeff
It's
Rosenstock.
our boy.
So
So,
actually, it's funny because like I always associate Pup with Jeff
definitely.
Rosenstock.
Oh yeah. Very
Um,
similar styles. This kind of bombastic, kind of like indie fused pop punk. So,
when I love or sorry, I was reading like an article from Pup, and they actually suggested the Jeff Rosenstock Worry album, and I was a big like Bomb the Music Industry fan, but I didn't know anything about Jeff Rosenstock, so that
yeah.
actually got me into Jeff Rosenstock, and then I saw Jeff Rosenstock back to back once, and the Pup drummer actually drums for him whenever they
Oh
play
really?
in Canada. But I saw them like back to back. So one was in Toronto, one was in Buffalo, and I actually like it was this small little club. It's called the Mohawk Place. It's now closed, but great little venue. I was actually standing beside Stefan, the singer of PUP, the entire show during Jeff Rosenstock.
Did you know?
Oh yeah, yeah, I knew, and I
Singing?
actually I talked to him at the end of it because I saw the drummer was playing, right, and
Yep.
I made a shitty joke. I was like, hey man, like that guy looks pretty happy up there. Like I've never seen him that happy with PUP. Like you better like make sure you hold on to this guy because I can see him maybe like quitting the band.
Which what you should have done is during the concert, just leaned over and whisper in his ear, "I know you're the lead singer of Pup."
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, after I said that, my wife was super embarrassed, and she kept apologizing, and then and then she just told like we're from Canada too, and we love pop, and that was the end of the interaction. But
It's okay. I saw
so
Mushroom Head one time with my friend, and she was a big Mushroom Head fan, and
okay,
we got around with all of the band members, and I said 1, 2, 3, say Slipknot to take the picture, and they actually did not seem happy about
no,
it, like honestly.
that's
But
funny.
what's this next track called?
All right, so this next track is called "Get Dumber."
Oh, Get Dumber featuring Jeff Rosenstock. Give me a countdown, and let's
All right,
rock this
one,
thing out.
two, three, go.
All
All
right.
right, yeah,
That was a banger, dude. I like when Pup does these like fast, really grungy kind of punk songs, dude. I think a lot of times I feel like that's like when they're at their best. Like at least some of my favorites, or at least I like hearing that mixed in on albums and stuff like that. So I feel like when you're talking about the Unraveling of Pup the band, they definitely did not have songs like this on there. This is so reminiscent of the first record. So I'm loving this because the first record's always been my favorite, and probably this is one of the most hype Pup songs. And Jeff Rosenstock is there somewhere, I think, in the background,
yeah.
possibly.
Like I wonder if he helped write any of the music to this too. Like, but he
Uh,
screams like maybe 5 words. I could hear. I don't know. I gotta
I
listen to that
was
again.
wait. I was waiting for a Rosenstock verse. I was waiting for him to lay down some bars, but
Yeah,
I
he's
mean, it
just
is
kind
what
of in
it
the
is.
chorus or something. It sounded like. At one
A
part,
lot.
I think he screamed lyrics. Is that?
Yeah,
Did you hear
yeah,
that?
he did. Yeah,
Okay.
he did. Yeah, so he screamed lyrics, and then I mean, a lot of this is like very like tongue in cheek, fun, self-referential, self parody, kind of almost like a like just being kind of like aware of the goofiness and kind of like a genuine satire of like your own writing. I think it's pretty fun. So I've always liked Jeff Rosenstock. Jeff Rosenstock's always been really good at that. Same with it in a different way, the front bottoms as well, where it's like this very like tongue in cheek self awareness of the goofiness that
Y-
is going on around you.
Yeah, like it's
That
kind of self-deprecating in a way.
yeah,
Yeah.
yes, but in like a very fun way that doesn't feel like mean spirited or like feels like you're mocking any of the stuff that you're creating.
Yeah,
So if
exactly.
you
Yeah. It's tasteful.
it's tasteful
Self-deprecation.
depreciation or deprecation. So, but I like that song a good bit. I don't know. I think I actually like the one before a little bit more as like a song. But this is like a great fun way to put. Honestly, this is going on like album of the year potential right now. I think it's really good so far. But I'm gonna give
Same.
this a 8.5. Great song.
I'm gonna give it a 9.
Okay,
Yeah, I don't think I liked it as much as Concrete, but it was good.
that's
And
good.
yeah, like you said, it reminded me a lot of the first album again, especially like
Mm.
the grunginess at the end.
Oh
And
yeah.
whatever effects they were using, it almost sounded like an airplane or something. It sounded kind of cool.
Hmm.
Yeah.
But I'm ready for this next song whenever you are, man. So what's the next track? And 3, 2, 1, me into it, man.
All right. Next up is Hunger for Death, and 3, 2, 1.
Fuck everyone on this planet except for you, except for you.
All right. I love
So
that
yeah,
that lyric. Fuck everyone on this planet except for you. It's like a beautiful thing, but it's also so mean, you know?
Well, yeah, it's
Yeah,
everyone.
yeah,
It's the
it's
entire
everyone.
planet. It's the entire, except for one person, selfish bastard. This the pub singer is. But I think we were talking about the last song had a Jeff Rosenstock feature, and this is the most Jeff Rosenstock sounding pub song I think I've ever heard.
Yeah, yeah.
This is very very Rosenstock core. Um, I am. It's all right. I this is not my favorite song. Um, it has a fun cheekiness to it, but I don't know if they do Rosenstock as well as Rosenstock does. And I know maybe some people would be upset. It's like it's not a it's PUP doing their own thing, but I don't know. It seemed very
Very, very, very Jeff
very
Rosen. This sounds
yeah,
like it could have been on Are We Cool or something. It reminds me of
yeah,
that album.
definitely. This I think is probably I want to say my least favorite song, but there's enough musically that's going on that like always keeps my interest. It's not like a skip or anything like that. Like the bass sounds great, it has cool stuff. So there's enough going on that even a pop song I'm not super big on is still musically interesting enough to like be a good song. But I'm gonna go 6.8 on this one. It's okay.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the first one I would like consider skipping if I had to. It's a little
Oh,
draw.
okay.
It's not my favorite.
See,
But what do you think?
I like
Count.
these slower, sad songs usually, right?
Hmm.
And I think I like this more than No Hope. So I think I gave No Hope an 8. So I'm gonna give this slightly higher. Like I'll do an 8.5 for this one.
Okay.
But not as good as the other ones, I would say, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, and just being above a 6 is pretty good, and that's not a representation of the whole album. So, so far I'm loving this. So, what's the next song we're hopping into here,
All right.
Mr. Immortal Coil, aka Kyle?
All right. One, two, three, and we're going into Paranoid. Or no, no, we're going into Needed to Hear It.
Yes.
All
Do you
right.
wanna hear an absolute bar? Which is you're feeding on the rotting corpse of goodwill and what's left of humanity. That's a good ass lyric there, man. So that's pretty wild. This was you tell me what you think of this one first. Go ahead.
So I don't know. I was kind of bored, to be honest.
It's
This is probably my least favorite so far. Um,
it's not my least favorite. The last one was, but it went on a little bit too long.
yeah.
This is I think the longest song on the album, and I don't know. There wasn't enough dynamic switching it up to keep it interesting. They really just did that chorus a whole bunch,
Over and
and the
over.
chorus was just okay.
But you know
So
what? Maybe we needed to hear it. You know,
we did need to hear
we needed
it.
to
So,
hear
and
it.
I wish you would just relax.
Yeah.
I like the chorus, but it just doesn't have like the impact or like the lyrical. I don't know. To me, it doesn't seem like this is something we need to say over and over many times throughout the song. It was okay. There was much better moments in the song than the chorus, personally. But I liked it. I think there was some great lines in here. I thought it was. I just want to say there's so many people in this lead singer's life who have problems that he just doesn't care about. He's like, I don't like don't need to hear it. All right, you need to hear it. I don't need to hear it. You need to hear it. Your fucking problems are always coming at me. So a lot of
Yeah.
problems.
He needs he needs some new friends maybe. But I don't know. Imagine some happy pup songs. I don't know.
What would you give this out of 10?
I'm gonna give this a 7.
A 7.
A
That's
7.
so low.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah. Not
I
digging it.
give it.
This would probably be a skip for me, honestly. But yeah.
I give it around the same. I give it like a 7. So I think it's a fine song. There's some good stuff to it. Also, you mentioned these scratchy guitar, grungy guitar riffs. You said they sounded like Black Flag solos. They
Yeah.
do.
Yeah. The
They do.
solos, especially the
I
last
like
song
them.
too. Yeah.
Yeah, I like them a lot. So, or like I said, they kind of like Sabbath, the really slow, like sleep adjacent, like sludgy, grungy solos. They sound cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I was gonna say that it opened up kind of sludgy this song too.
mhm.
I was expecting to kind of go into that more, but it is what it
All right,
is.
now we're at Paranoid. So whenever you're ready, we'll hop right into it.
All right, 3, 2, 1. Here we go.
Don't call it fallout.
All right. Well, that was kind of depressing. Was that a divorce song?
Um, it seemed like it. They
I-
mentioned like the ring and um, but I mean, this was a pretty good song. Um, I was a little concerned at the beginning, not that it wasn't good. We got into that like kind of spoken word, just like this really just like energetic kind of like spoken word style that the pup likes to do, and I always love. And then kind of like a more traditional kind of punk chorus, and but it was pretty bare bones and simple. It was good lyrically, but I was like, we kind of have like an expectation for Pup to do a little bit more, and they did, where they just like at the very end just like switched up the time signature and went like we just said before, this
oh
kind of
yeah, that.
sludgy doom metal, almost like Sabbath kind of just distortion and heaviness, and it switched up the pace, and it had a really cool like ending to the song. So
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty cool. But what do you think overall?
Yeah, it was like a long giant breakdown, which was cool. I love breakdowns. So, I wasn't expecting it. Yeah, it kind of like just stopped and then came into
It
that.
just yeah, and just that you can notice like changed up time signature and everything too. It like almost like a jarring. It was almost like jarring, but I think it felt purposeful for like purposely chaotic. So
Yeah, and it suits the lyrics, right? It's kind of like,
hmm
you're just getting darker and darker. Um,
yeah, 100%. I was
but
just a notch in your checklist, and yeah,
yeah,
we were both pretty
exactly.
heartless. But continue, go ahead.
I was
Sorry.
gonna say too. I love when he says, "Don't call it a follow." It's like he's trying to say like, "Don't call it a comeback" or something. I don't know. I like
Oh
those
yeah,
lyrics. But I always feel like too when he does these rants, like I don't know if you've ever seen him, but he's kind of like a littler guy, and like it
just a
just
little guy.
he's just a
Just a
little
little
guy,
guy.
and when he does these
Little
rants,
pup
like there's this like you're just like, where did all this anger come from? But it's
from being
perfect.
little.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So there's a band called. Have you ever? I don't know if you ever heard of them, called the Hold Steady. And
Okay, yeah.
very similar style to kind of how the Pup does this kind of like raspy, punky spoken word style stuff. Is they do it all the time as well, and it's so similar, and I love it. I'll have to send you it. Check out if you haven't listened to it, the Hold Steady Separation Sunday, and give that a listen.
The whole city.
And
Yeah, are they?
it's
I
like
think they're a Canadian band too, aren't they?
they might be. It's like
Oh, never mind. They're American, New York.
we are driving up to Brooklyn. Path the hour. Like that's how he sings it. Like it's very
Okay,
and
yeah, that's
it's
cool. I want to check them out for sure.
yeah,
Never
definitely. I
listened to
think
him.
you'd enjoy Separation Sunday at least.
Yeah.
Um but yeah, I'd give this high marks, not the most high. I think I'll give it an 8.1 out of 10. I think it was a pretty cool song.
I'm gonna give it
So
a 7.5.
7.5.
Yeah.
All right, all right. And what is our next song here, Mr. Kyle?
All right, we got "Falling Out of Love" in
Right after the
three.
divorce.
Right after, yeah, yeah. They're already out of love. I don't know. Yeah.
uh,
3, 2, 1.
okay.
Another slow one here. Yeah.
Another grungy slow jam. I like this one though. I think the chorus is really strong on it. Also, the guitar riff that was and then just the spastic drumming that was constant throughout. It was like a very cool
Yeah, that
um,
those the drums and
instrumental.
that riff, like it kind of reminds me of like an All American Rejects song or something. I don't know if you're getting that kind of feel, but
No,
I
not
am,
at
yeah.
all. But I don't know what song, but you'd have to send it to me. No
Yes.
diss on the All American Rejects. They're a fine pop punk band.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, no, I didn't hear that at all. But maybe there's a song that sounds like that. But it just had like a it definitely seemed like almost like I guess I could see this kind of like almost this faded like grungy pop punk riff
Hmm.
over almost like this to me is like almost like Travis Barker style drumming on and stuff like that. Very like
It's
hip hop and
groovy.
bombastic and
Yeah,
groovy. Yes, it's very
yeah,
groovy. I thought it was a good song. I liked it. These songs are very depressing, honestly. I think you're right.
yeah,
I couldn't even drive the fucking car. I was shaking too much. Oh my gosh,
yeah.
bro.
It's some sad shit right
Uh,
there.
But yeah, I like this a good bit. I'm gonna give it 8.5. So
8.5. All right.
what
I'm
do you
gonna give
think?
it an 8.
An
Yeah,
eight?
I'm gonna go with an
All
8.
of a sudden, I'm higher than you consistently. So what's
Yeah, yeah,
going on
yeah.
here?
And it's funny because I would have thought you didn't like the slower songs.
Just when they suck, like
What
so I like
needed to hear it? You mean?
yeah, like
Yeah.
needed to hear. No, I needed to hear it didn't suck, but none of these songs suck.
No, they're all
So but
pretty good so
I
far.
liked it. I feel like there was a lot of cool elements on there, and also like I feel like I'm kind of being taken on this depressing nostalgic journey with Pup, so I can see the concept, I can see it coming together, even though we're stopping every song. So I think I'm enjoying the trip. Uh, but yeah, I guess whenever you're ready, we can get on to the next song, which is Hallways.
All right, three, two, one.
It took me a while to let it.
All right. So Hallways. What'd you think of that one, Kyle?
Well, it was a little bit more upbeat, but I think the lyrics may have been even more depressing than the last two. But yeah, there's clearly a theme going on here, right? Like they're breaking up, falling out of love, and now
A lot of
she's
thoughts of
gone,
death
right? She's
too.
gone.
Um, yeah. Also, yeah, lots of thoughts about just not existing anymore. The great line in this one is, "I'm losing the will to keep dragging on, but I can't die yet because who will look after the dog?"
Right.
So it's a great. There's a. It's so crazy to me. Just kind of really looking at these lyrics while we're listening to this, how similar Pup's writing is to Brian Sella of the Front Bottoms. Like it's like this could be reworked into a Front Bottom song. It's pretty easy. They both have these uh, just like lines like that. They're very similar. I don't know if you ever listened to the Front Bottoms, but you might
No.
appreciate them. But very very similar. I will say though, as this song goes, I'm not like a particularly a big fan. I thought it really didn't do. There wasn't too much dynamically interesting. We kind of just did the same thing over and over again. Really repetitive chorus, and I got the vibe with it. And maybe when I'm driving with this song, when I put this album on, the song will be a little bit more of like a nice moment of the album, this kind of mellow song. But as a first reaction, first listening, sitting here and listening to it, I'd say it's kind of a bland Pup song, not particularly interesting.
Yeah.
I would give this one my lowest score yet. I would actually give this probably a 6 out of 10. I didn't really like this song, so
Yeah, I'm there with you. I feel like it's another long one. Could have been probably shorter, and just yeah,
it doesn't. And
samey
there's no
sound
yeah
throughout.
yeah. There's no like reason to justify the length either. There's no like what did they really do different that it couldn't be wrapped up in 2 minutes and 20 seconds? So nothing really. And so
Yeah,
I guess we're trying to really build up this chorus, but once again, I didn't find it all that interesting. So or
yeah.
even that catchy. So
I'm gonna give it a 6.5.
okay.
Yeah,
We're right there, lock and step, bro. So I was wondering because I was like I just don't feel like I vibe with this one, and you agreed. So
yeah, yeah. I
um,
was getting bored halfway through there. Yeah,
oh, definitely. So sorry, pup. So,
yeah.
a next song here is going to be "Cruel." So, Kyle, whenever you're ready, let's get into this.
All right, here we go.
All right. Well, I love the guitar work there at the end, but this is kind of a they having these like kind of mellow power pop almost summer songs here. That's what it feels like.
This
Um,
yeah, power pop summer feel. This reminds me of the Dirty Nil, the Fuck Art album. I don't know if you've listened
a
to that
little
too
bit,
much, but
a little
it's like
bit.
they're trying to do this rockin' feel, but
Yeah.
it's not as good
I,
as the Dirty Nil.
I
But yeah, go ahead.
no. Yeah, I agree. I don't. I'm not super into these two songs here. Like I feel like they have a solid catchy chorus, but even lyrically, I feel like this one is not too interesting. There is no line that really stuck out to me. It's just kind of a it comes and it goes type song. We had a little bit of kind of chaotic, scratchy guitar work there towards the end, but nothing particularly interesting. I would say this is a pretty bland Pup song as well. I'd hate to say it. So
Yeah, I feel bad hating on this. Also, he did mention he wants to die again in this song, so poor guy,
Okay, well,
poor
well,
guy,
there's
poor
that.
guy.
We gotta have the constant. I think he'll be all right.
Yeah, yeah.
So, uh,
But yeah,
yeah,
yeah, I don't know. I'm not really feeling this one either. I'm gonna give this one a 6.
I'm kind of right there with you. I feel like I might have liked it more than the other one, possibly. It's just hard to tell because they're back to back. I'll just give it the same. I'll give it a 6.
Give it a 6. All
So
right.
it's all right. So I mean, it seems like this B side is falling off a little bit here. I think it started pretty strong, and not that not a hard fall off, just as an expectation for like a PUP album with like albums like Morbid Stuff and Self Titled and The Dream Is Over.
Yeah, if you're
Expecting
looking
a
for
little
more
more,
punk stuff, it's
or
not
not
so
even
much.
punk stuff, just kind of more, some more dynamic elements that are breaking up these songs. So that really just felt like a verse chorus, little summer jam song. That's all it really was, and really nothing more than that. So, um, but yeah, I'm ready for the next song here whenever
All
you're
right,
ready, which is going
so
to be Best Revenge.
all right, here we go.
Okay. I would say this is a pretty fun summer jam song as well, but this is, I think it's doing it better than the last two were, but
Hmm.
still I feel like I'm tampering my excitement here a little bit. Is to me it's just it's an okay pop song overall, but I like that chorus. I like that they had there's that very scratchy bridge part before it again, but I do just want to say, it has Pup always been this chorus heavy? I feel like these last three songs are all chorus with very little else in between.
I mean, I think
Um,
so. Yeah,
yeah,
I would
I
say
can't
so. Yeah.
remember. I just never thought about it until now, where I feel like reading through these lyrics and listening to the song, where I'm just like, man, these are very chorus heavy songs. They're very reliant on that chorus being strong, and these choruses I think are just okay. I think this one is stronger than the last two. Definitely an enjoyable, fun song, but I think I'd give this like a seven. A seven.
A
I'd give
7.
it a
Okay.
seven. So,
Yeah,
what do you think of this one?
yeah. I liked this a lot more than the last 3. Um,
Hmm.
whatever the guitar effect on there was really cool. Yeah, like you
It's
said, it
cool.
feels like summery. Kind of feels like something you'd be like floating in a pool to or something.
I was
Um,
thinking of a very like depressed person on like a tropical island.
yeah, 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 yeah.
So,
Yeah, you're
uh,
on vacation, not having fun. Um,
so
but yeah, and yeah, it's all kind of coming together now. Like, when we first started this, like No Hope, Olive Garden, like I didn't realize those are kind of like him trying to like get the girl, then the date, and now this is like the getting over the relationship song, right?
yeah, this
Uh,
is it feels like a kind of this kind of a summer of sadness or something like that, where it's this over the course of, in my mind I'm picturing over the course of this summer and stuff like that, or thinking back, it's like a reminiscent album of summers past, of things that have happened, heartbreak that has had, and things like that. It feels very in the past more than in the current for some reason to me personally, but um that's just
yeah,
the vibe I'm getting.
I
So
can see that for sure. I'm gonna give this an 8 though. I actually like this
okay.
quite a bit.
The
Um,
best revenge is living well. It's already
yeah,
stuck in my head, so it might be better than I'm giving it credit for.
the
Um,
bass tone too. The bass was great in this song
I
too.
mean the bass is great in all the songs,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
it's hard to give it too much credit.
yeah, yeah, yeah. True, I
Every
guess.
song it sounds really good, so yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're at the final song here. Track 12. The song is called "Shut Up." It's the longest song. It's our outro song. Is it going to be a banger? I'm
We'll
ready whenever
find
you
out.
are.
Here we go. And that's it.
Okay. And then it just ends like that.
Yeah, that
Okay.
was
That's crazy.
yeah.
Uh I'd like that song as an outro. I think it's very strong. It felt different from everything else that was on the record, so I really appreciate that as well. I thought the lyrics were pretty strong on this one. I mean, you're working through the evenings, I'm working through the fog is a great line. Um, just you know, another day spent laying in, same pants you were sleeping in. Very just depressing ending to this story that we've journeyed through. So I see the title here. Who will look after the dogs? It's when I'm gone. You know, who will look after the dogs?
Yeah.
So, which is a cry for help. The album. So somebody check in on the Pup lead singer. I'm sure he's fine. I'm sure he's all right.
This almost
Yeah.
I don't know if you got the same vibe, but it almost sounds like this is like a long distance relationship song. Like he's saying you're working
Yeah.
through the evenings, right? So it's just this girl's working her job and then I'm working through the fog. I'm assuming that's like, they're on tour driving and then she's talking about master's
It
thesis,
also makes
right?
me think of it possibly just drinking a lot
Just drinking a
and
lot.
hangover. Yeah, like he has a hangover. Like he's
Okay. Yeah.
like he's working through the fog. Like he just drank a ton or partied too much, or yeah, he's on tour. And it does seem like an on tour because there was the song that was talking about being on tour and stuff like that. So it does seem like a long distance relationship while
Although
on
he
a
does
tour.
say I'm
I can
walking
see
by
that.
your house, so it can't be that far.
Well, he's metaphorically speaking.
Yeah, in his
In
mind.
my lucid dreams. He mentioned lucid dreaming at some point in one of these songs. So,
Yeah.
um, but yeah, overall, I think this has a lot of strong songs to it. I think it's an enjoyable album. I'm definitely going to listen to it again, and definitely going to listen to it driving around this summer. But on a first initial reaction, this is just kind of not a bad album by any means. It's a Pup album. I do enjoy it, but a kind of in the middle Pup album. It's not particularly my favorite. On the lower end, I don't think we're touching morbid stuff. I don't think we're touching self-titled. I don't think we're touching The Dream Is Over. So it's down there with the unraveling of Pup the band, but still a good record. I felt like there was just some songs that just kind of felt verse chorus, and they were just kind of these mellow songs, and they ended, and they were nice, but they didn't do anything for me. You know what I mean? So maybe as a full album, it comes together a little bit more if I'm just listening without us interrupting. But I think my overall score for this, I'm going to give it to you. Then you go ahead and share your thoughts.
Yeah.
My
And actually,
candy.
what did you give the last song? I don't think you gave a score.
Oh, Oh, I like that one. I'll give that one like an 8.2. So I thought
Eight
that was a
point
good
two.
song.
Okay. I'm
Um,
gonna give it a 7. I think. I wasn't as crazy about it as you, but I agree. It's
I'm
a it's a
crazy
it's
about it.
a
It's
it's a
like
good.
I,
Yeah. You absolutely love it. But yeah.
I'm bonkers over the final pub song.
You won't
So
shut
go ahead.
up about it. But yeah. What did I say? I think I
Your
give it a
wife's
7.
groaning somewhere right
Yeah.
now
She's
with
like,
that joke. She's dragging
shut
away. She's
up.
gonna apologize to me
I might
later.
be writing a pup album by the end of this
So
video. Um,
yeah,
but yeah,
go ahead.
I
What are your thoughts overall? Go ahead.
overall I thought this started strong, kind of fell off near the end, but it's not like the songs are bad at all at the end. It's just I thought this was gonna feel more like the first album, kind of
The
more
expectation from the
yeah,
beginning.
yeah,
Yeah.
the expectation for the beginning for
And
sure.
then I felt like we kind of had some morbid stuff, sounding stuff, and then we drifted into the kind of more mellow, power poppy, indie kind of fuzzy stuff, which I don't mind, but it's just not all that exciting or interesting. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So
Yeah, and I think I like this a lot more than the unraveling of Pop the Band so far. I mean,
I don't even know about that. I have to re-listen to that one. I liked the unraveling. I felt like at least it had a consistent through line, and so. But
okay, yeah,
this could as well. This does have a kind of overarching narrative I was able to pick up on, but so does all their records. I'm pretty sure.
this one's well. I mean, obviously the last one was like a concept album,
Yeah,
but this one, yeah, it felt like they were telling a story throughout. So
I did like that. I did like that there was a storytelling aspect to it. So, but overall, I would say I had a good bit down towards the bottom. I had some that were pretty high, but I think my overall score would probably be like a 7.4 for the record. I think it's a fine record. 7.5. We'll go solid. We don't need to cut corners here. Give this one a 7.5. I enjoyed it. Enjoyable. I'll have to revisit it, and this could grow on me. It feels like it could because I do like the through line with the story, and very sad.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
but it does seem like a good summer record that I can put on. So it's just kind of the top heaviness of it felt very apparent just because of how energetic and it very similar to self-titled it was, and then we really mellowed out towards the end. And I don't really like that. I like a dispersion of different styles that some will pick up, and we're able to weave in and out of the mellow, the slow, and the fast, rather than bookend it with all the slow stuff and top it with all the fast stuff. So if we mix it up a little bit more, I feel like I would have felt better about
A
it.
little bit
But
higher if that was the case. Yeah.
yeah, yes. So
Yeah. I'm gonna give this a 7.7.
ooh.
Yeah, like I said, the earlier songs are stronger. I would have loved to hear like Jeff Rosenstock a little bit more. I think in that song too.
Well, he had
Um,
an entire song called I heard what was it?
yeah, right. The next one, Hunger for Death. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's a Hunger for Death. He had an entire song on the album. So,
True, true.
uh, I mean, to get dumber songs a banger. No Hope's a great intro. Concrete, Concrete is my favorite
That might have
song
been the best
actually.
one. I think. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
really
I
liked
really love
Olive Garden
Concrete.
though, but
I like Paranoid. I like Falling Out of Love. I think around Hallways through Best Revenge, I felt like was a bit of a I don't know, it just didn't do too much for me. But it's not a bad record.
yeah, not this isn't bad at
It's
all. Yeah,
seven
I
point
think I'm gonna be
five.
listening to it, and honestly, I couldn't wait. I bought it before I listened to it, and
Oh yeah.
if you guys go out and buy it, like this is great quality. The gatefold, it also has like the album, like two separate spots. So if you are annoyed when you're trying to always like get the artwork and the album out at the same time, not the case with PUP. So
Pop
go
is
and buy
thinking
it.
ahead.
Yeah, they're
So
smart. Yeah.
convenient. The Pup album, if anything, it's convenient. But yeah, I think a 7.5, 7.7. We thought it was good, not great. We enjoyed it, but we're not blown away. Tell us what you guys thought of the new Pup album down below in the comments. And, don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not. Go to punkrockraider.limitedrun.com. There is all sorts of records, t-shirts, cassettes, stickers, all sorts of things. We've got hoodies. I think there might be sweatpants now, or at some point there's sweatpants. So we have a whole
There's
line
sweatpants.
of
Yeah.
branded merchandise. Soon we'll have watches and bags and shades as well. So don't forget to get all your punk rock radar branded stuff. It supports the channel. It supports the artists who design the designs for the shirts, and also the artists on there who are putting out their music. So we really appreciate it, Guy. Thanks, Kyle, for doing this with me. And peace out, dudes.
See ya.